Hey everyone, so it's Friday. I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about the unfortunate news with regards to the Titan and some things that have been going on with me. So a few days before I recorded the video, I go back further. I kept getting these messages about being a better listener. Like I need to listen to people better. Not just hear what they say, but really be an active listener. And I was trying to do that up until the day of the reading that I did with my friend about the Titan. So when I heard the news of the Titan, I immediately had this sense of calm and peace. And it was a feeling that I associate with people who've crossed over. And I pushed that aside because I was thinking to myself, I don't want to believe that. We don't know what happened. I don't want to put that thought into my head. And then it kept popping up on the news, right? What's going on with that? So I was just reading comments and, so I was aware of what people believe could have possibly happened. People speculating and their own opinions with regards to how it's constructed and what it is, all of that, right? And at some point during this, I got this image of this long thing going by, the Titan, and here, if this is the long thing, then the Titan's here, and it kind of is above it, right above it, or somehow clips it, I guess. It's to attach it, it's like this somehow, right? And then the Titan, I don't know, it feels like it kind of tilts or something, or moves a little bit. And then I push that image out of my mind. I don't know what that is. Just leave it be, right? So the day of the reading, so I talked about how I do these little experimental things, right? And so I originally walked into this with my bias, and the technique I do leading up, it doesn't, never mind the details. I didn't really take it that seriously, I guess. It was kind of the spur of the moment thing. And, I guess without being self-aware enough, I assumed because of those two feelings that they had already crossed over. So I walked into it with a bias, right? So I'm like, okay, so let's start it, right? And then they started describing things, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh. So I switched my bias over, they're alive. This individual never picks up on people who've crossed over. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I felt it. I believed it, truly. I just didn't expect it to be this thing. I didn't expect it to be then. And so I was living in denial. And so they started saying things, and I thought to myself, you need to go get a notepad and start writing this down. And I thought, why am I going to be writing this down? They're alive. They're describing that there's pretty much a rescue team right above them, a search party right above them. Let's send the good vibe party out, they're right there and they're looking for them. Let's not give up hope. Let's continue the search because they're right there. Imagine if they left and they were right there, when it's such dire times. So was not listening to them, right? And when they were saying things, they were saying things that would have been obvious had I not been biased, that they had crossed over. This feeling of excitement, the rush, and then nothingness, and then calm. That's them crossing over, right? And in some ways, I'm honored and I'm so proud. I mean, they're what they do is absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. Even prior to them picking up people who've crossed over, it's just their geolocating is amazing. absolutely, absolutely impressive. The way they can pick up on people's thoughts and feelings and everything, it's so incredible. And now this progress, it's like really blowing my mind, and I really feel honored to like witness that and like see them be able to feel people at peace. Because I do feel now that I'm a little bit more receptive and open to it, since it's verified that they've found pieces of this submersible, that they were in very good company with each other. Sometimes spirits, when something sudden happens, they have a difficult time processing it. Well, not difficult, but they have a little longer to process what's happening. Maybe sometimes they have difficulty, but that's whatever, something else. And also if there's a reason, sometimes there's a reason, you know, if they need to somehow assist the family in getting closure, so on and so forth. Every situation is different, but this in particular, it feels collectively that anyone who may have felt fearful, apprehensive in the process, that the spirits collectively work together to help each other, because it feels like they are natural pioneers and adventurers, thrill seekers, and you know, they're in good company. And even with their spirit guides, you know, they all work very well and harmoniously and easily together during this process that was painless, right? The thing that trips me up though, which I guess if I would have taken notes, then maybe I would get a more clear picture of what exactly happened. So I don't know the details now, if it came out, or if they can even figure out details of what exactly happened. I'm sure they assume that it's some like minute thing because they had criticisms of how it was built. But if they could see if there was something that would have lodged it, so whether it was the debris, some sea animal, or what, because I'm curious as to why that was represented both times, like for me and for this individual, of it looking that way. Unless you kind of can shift the perspective and see it as pressure. It's just interesting the way that it came through. The way it looked, the way it felt, you know, it's just kind of, I would be interested to kind of know the truth, and then kind of see why I saw what I did and why they describe it the way they did. So yeah, so that kind of just puts everything into perspective in some ways to me, of like taking a step back and just really sitting in this moment of how incredible it is of what they did. It's really incredible. Just really amazing. And as far as like signs that are happening for me and the research that I'm doing, as far as that reading that I did and like what I feel called to do, I'm not ready to talk about it right now. It's just really overwhelming, I feel, in some ways. Like, not in the sense where I can't handle it. It's just, it's so much. And I think that's kind of how it ties in together with what happened with my friend and this Titan situation, where it's like denial, even though it's right, because it's so incredible and like biased, right? It's like your bias can be so strong, even when it's like being told to you, like you meaning me, like I need to listen, be an active listener, because I don't know, I don't know. It's just like really, really crazy. I have a lot to reflect on, pretty much. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And even today, I'll tell you this sign. So I had this feeling, you know, it's like, go to the beach. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the beach. And then on my way there, I was like, okay, gonna look for a sign that what I'm doing is, like, I heard this accurately, you know, and my sign's been birds, right? But it has to be a bird that really captures my attention. And so I was like, okay, I'm receptive, like, sign. And then I saw a white pigeon, pure white pigeon, or dove, whichever one you want to call it. Mourning dove, they're mourning doves, but I call them pigeons. Pure white. And that was my sign, I feel. So that's it. I'm following the birds, basically. So I will mention just a little channeled message for someone out there. If you had a very reflective and powerful dream last night, a very spiritual dream, like an intense dream, this is verifying for you. It's number 72. Angel number 72, Google it. If you had a powerful dream last night. Yeah. And I'm messing with this. I don't know. I don't think this, I'm messing with this. It's a sodalite. Because I got it because it looks like Earth. But when I did that video, I Go Back Further video, I kept looking at this over there in the corner. So this was like a slightly drawn towards it, but not as major as I was drawn to the, what is it, Dumeriterite? I can't remember the name now. I don't know the spiritual properties of this either, but I don't feel that that's the message here. It feels like the message here is a connection to its purpose, like if sodalite has been used in like jewelry or like religious purposes. So it would be like the meaning if it was like a ancient Greece or ancient Egypt or biblical reference to sodalite and what it was used for or who used it for what. That would be the significance as being highlighted here, not whatever is determined as like the spiritual properties, metaphysical properties, or anything like that. I'm sure they used it for that, you know, or why they used it, you know, since it's like some religion using it for something, but it feels more of like, I don't know, it feels more like worldly in some way, like who used it, and there's a connection to the whom. Okay, so that's what I see, and that's what's going on. That's it. Okay, bye.